Hey guys, Justin here with JHart Modelworks. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far, far away, a buddy build was born. This thing started in like 2021 when Meng first announced that they were going to release their GT40 in 1/24 scale. They've only done it in 12 scale before that. We both liked the kit, we both wanted the kit. It's not what I would typically expect Chris to build. Chris builds a lot of muscle. And he told me he really wanted this kit, and so that motivated me even more to get it. And so when I finally did get my kit, I surprised him. Was like, "Hey, we're doing a buddy build," but we didn't. Neither one of us got our kits until like 2022. And then we're planning to do the buddy build. We just never quite synced up until we finally started it in 2023. It was a great build. It was an awesome buddy build. It's always fun doing buddy builds with Chris. We're very similar builders anyhow. We're both highly detailed, so we're both throwing, ideas back and forth at each other. Although I am blaming Chris for the 96 rivets per seat. Those seats were crazy. They turned out really good, but they were crazy. But yeah, Chris has to wait on me because I'm slow. I take forever to do anything. Chris usually has his stuff done really quick, and he's just waiting on me for a month or two. Well, this time it was Chris that had issues, and Chris is always patient, so I decided to be patient and wait until he was finished to release my final video. It is now 2024. Chris has finally finished his build. It's fantastic. Go check Chris out. I will put a link to him down in the description below. There's always a link to him in the description below anyhow. But go ahead and check out his final because it is gorgeous. Poor guy had to repaint the car. He had decal issues. He had to go through 3 different decal people to get the decals for the side that he wanted. Top Studio rivets were out of stock, which if you know anything about Top Studio, that's just a thing with them. But it's feast or famine. Sometimes you can find them, and when you do, you grab them because you may not find them again for 6 months. Everyone's out of stock all the time. But he has finally finished his build. It's gorgeous. And now we're going to go ahead and flip this camera around and take a look at my build for the Meng 1/24 scale GT40 buddy build saga. Alright guys, here she is, all wrapped up. So we got the Splash Paints Lamborghini Verde Hermes with the Ford liquid gray stripes. Some black pinstripes on the stripes. I think she came out beautiful. I really love the way the paint turned out on this. I do not have the fit issues that everyone else is claiming to have with this kit. As you can see, it fits. Everything sits perfect. I had no issues getting the front on over my front grille. The only place where there is a slight fit issue, and this is very minor, is when you close this, when you close the rear engine hatch, that little locating nub right there does not line up perfectly with that hole. So it goes like that. Now the very slightest amount of pressure and it drops straight down and holds itself in place. I'm not entirely certain that that isn't by design. I think that may have been done like that specifically to cause the body to hold down because it clicks into place. That this whole side just drops and locks in. I know Chris has cut that nub off of his, and he's got the magnets in his. I'm thinking about doing that, but I don't really have an issue with it. Mine just, like I said, once I just pop it down, it just sits. course, part of that's the magnets that I've got in there, but yeah. Here's our undercarriage. Chris has done like 0.02 inch Protect bolts for all of those. His looks fantastic. I'm just not. I'm not where a point where I can make myself do that. I just can't bring myself to do that many of those. I just can't. That's insane. Chris is a really good builder. Chris does not want to admit that he is an awesome builder, but Chris really is an awesome builder. I don't know if he's going to have his final out by now, but his build is looking fantastic. So inside we have our oil reservoir that we added. We 3D modeled and printed that up. We have our electric fans that we added, as well as a side for the radiator and some hoses. Got some washer fluid bottle in there. That all looks really nice in there. We have our rear license plate. CD scale models buddy build number 2. Our tips look great. Those tips really turned out fantastic for having to remake them because I tore up the originals. Engine bay looks really nice. I love the way that green looks in there. I'm really happy that I went with that instead of the black air cleaner and the blue valve covers. I think that green looks a lot better than I expected it to. I thought it might clash with the body, but it really doesn't. The yellow accents in there help pop that off really good. We've got those fuel pumps in there, and they go off to the fuel filter, our ignition coil. That all looks good. We did have to modify that flat aluminum pan. There was a circle there. I've cut it out to be an oval so that it fits over our air cleaner. So I went ahead and added in just a bit of mesh over that intake. I think it looks pretty clean in there, but I like that look a lot better than having that little glass bubble over there. Of our interior, which you can pretty much only really see from the front. The side windows have that molded in little window in there, which I understand the purpose of it, and I get why they did it. I mean, this is supposed to be the race car, but it really makes it hard to see any of the interior details. Coming in from the top, you do get to see that shift knob in there, and you can see the seats with all of those grommets in those seats. I'm trying to find an angle where I can. So the problem with my flashlight is the flashlight needs to be in the same angle as the camera. But yeah, with all those rivets and all those grommets in there, those look really nice. As usual, we have a registration sticker with the month and year of the build completion. All my cars get a toll tag. This is technically a road version, the way I've got it built up. We've also gone in and we did all of our headlight assemblies in there. We blacked out the buckets. Maybe we can change the light angle. Right, you can kind of see in there the yeah, there's the turn signals and the driving lights. We went in and we blacked those buckets out. It looks a lot better with the black than it did in body color. And we added some ProTech. I was out. Chris sent me a set to put on here, but these are the ProTech hood pins, which look really great. If you remember, we sanded off the ones that were molded in from the kit. I think those look a lot better. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap it up for this video. Check out Chris at CD Scale Models. If he has not put up his final yet, he will be putting his final up very soon. His build is looking absolutely fantastic. Now, Chris is a great builder, and it's always fun to do buddy builds with Chris. So go ahead and check him out. There will be a link in the description below, as well as at the end of the video. As always, guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you watching the videos, and I will catch you on the next one.